Welcome to Mediaspace Members Daily. We bring you exclusive interviews from our leadership group and other professional influencers within the media marketing gov tech community globally. Today I have with me Brad Adgate, a media consultant and Forbes contributor who writes about media and advertising. Hi Brad, how are you?
I'm well today. How are you, Lavina?
I'm good, thank you. What are the key challenges in media research in this complex, multi-platform, multimedia environment?
There's a number of them. I think first of all, it's having media research companies or audience measurement companies try and keep pace with the changing media landscape. I mean, just this week, I've been writing an article for Forbes about how radio is now being listened to by consumers on headphones, and they're not measuring it. So suddenly they have to come up with a way to measure audio that's being played through headphones, which was very prevalent during the pandemic when people were at home and wanted to listen to audio instead of being in a car or in the office. So I think that's an example of just how difficult it is for media companies to keep up with, or media measurement companies to keep up with what's going on as technology fuels consumer adoption of new products. I think another issue is sample size. You know, we're seeing this whole splintering of the media landscape, and you know, you need a robust enough sample to accurately measure it, to make sure that there's no volatility, that the standard deviation is relatively small, and that advertisers feel very comfortable, knowing that whatever audiences that they're negotiating on is fairly accurate. So I think that those probably are the two most important challenges I think that media research companies are facing, but there are many others. But those to me are the two that stand out the most.
Has the COVID crisis brought any opportunities in media research for the different stakeholders?
I just think, well, I think with the COVID-19, it kind of created a huge pause button. And for years, the television industry, have used legacy metrics like rating points and shares, which are becoming a little more, I think, outmoded. And I think one of the issues with television industry is ad volume is relatively flat. And on the flip side, you're seeing digital, which is more audience-based and kind of more targeted towards, well, I want to meet people or reach people who are going to the movies this weekend or things of that sort. So I think that we're going to see a change in how television is measured. And I think that since there's a huge pause button and the negotiating period in the US called upfront advertising has put on hold, I think you're going to see more and more companies opt for audience measurement companies offer audience-based buying instead of the legacy, traditional ratings that's been in place for generations. I mean, since the 1950s. So I think that's probably a more data-driven buying. I think is going to be used again because television wants to keep their dollars from migrating to primarily digital media and keeping, the allocations that they have. And I think that presents a huge challenge as well. And there are many companies out there that are working towards providing that, not just Nielsen. So I think we'll see that, but it won't be overnight. It'll be gradual. But I think this is a great time for that to really kick up.
What advice do you have to give to the media space community?
I think it's to keep that the COVID-19 has really accelerated a lot of media adoption, that has been slowly moving in a certain direction. And, and it comes in a lot of different industries. We're seeing a lot more people, canceling their cable or satellite subscription. We're seeing a lot more people now using streaming video as a source of entertainment instead of, including older people who are least likely or more likely to watch television, least likely to watch various movies. I think there's a whole new model that the studios are making with movie theater owners, that when are content going to be available in the house, as opposed to just staying in a movie theater for 3 months and then it becomes part of your home entertainment. I think that is something that's been moving in that direction, but I think the COVID-19 has accelerated the migration to that sort of business model. And there are others, newspapers are kind of hurting. It's not so much that people aren't reading the news, it's just that they're not getting the ad dollars from retailers that were forced to shut down during the pandemic. And there's all sorts of other things that kind of like I would suggest keep an eye on and see how quickly things migrate in a direction more rapidly.
Thank you, Brad, for joining us today. It was insightful to hear from you. Stay tuned for the next episode of Mediaspace Members Daily. In the meantime, connect with us at mediaspace.global.